If you're having trouble using or understanding the FOIL method in your algebra class, this video will help you solve problems that require you to use this method. So, we're going to go over a few examples of how it gets put to use. But first, let's make sure we understand what the word FOIL is meant as an acronym to represent. Now, remember, in these problems, you're always going to have two sets of parentheses. And in each parenthesis set, you will have two locations where you're going to see either variables or numbers. Okay? Now, what does the F stand for? That stands for firsts. And what that means is you are multiplying these first two, the two terms in the front. Sometimes you'll hear front, either front or firsts. And that means this first term times this first term. Whatever's there. A lot of the time it's simply just x and x. So you're doing x times x, which gets us x squared. Now, what does the O mean? That stands for outer. That means you're multiplying the outer two locations. That's this, the outside, the two terms that are on the outside. You could think of outer or outside. They both work. For example, let's say this was plus 2. We would be doing x times positive 2. That's positive 2x. Now, what does the I stand for? That stands for inner. That means the inner two terms. This one times this one right here. The inner two terms multiplied by each other. Let's say this was minus 3, for instance. We would be doing negative 3 times x. That's minus 3x. And last but not least, the L stands for last, or really lasts, plural. It means the last two terms in each parentheses times each other. In this case, negative 3 times 2, that's minus 6. Now, before we simplify this, let's just review that real quick. First, outer, inner, last. Okay? Once again, just so you can see it cleanly, that means we do the first two terms multiplied by each other plus the outer terms multiplied by each other plus the inner terms multiplied by each other plus the last terms multiplied by each other. And you'll never get confused with any of this. Remember, you're never going to be multiplying one of the terms times the term that's in the parenthesis with it. The whole point of this is what we're really doing is just distributing each term onto each of the two other terms in the opposing set of parentheses. To be honest, FOIL is not even really needed. Now, don't worry about that. You're still welcome to use this process, but just understand all we're really doing is we're taking this first term, whatever it is, and we're multiplying it onto these two terms. And then we're taking this term, whatever it is, and we're multiplying it onto those two terms. And you're adding every result. Now, coming back here, when we simplify this, we're just going to combine any like terms. So in this case, that means 2x minus 3x, which gets us negative 1x, which we just write as minus x. So we get x squared minus x minus 6. In this example over here, we would get 2x squared plus 2x minus 1x minus 1. Then we combine our like terms. That's almost always the two middle terms to get 2x squared plus 1x, because 2x minus 1x is 1x, minus 1. Okay? So let's just go ahead and look at a couple more examples to really hammer this home. Let's say we had 3x minus 4 times 5x minus 1. All right, well, notice we have our 4 positions where we're always going to see numbers or variables. And we go ahead and we just start. We begin with the firsts. That's 3x times 5x. That's going to be 15x squared. Then we do our outers. Remember, first, outer, inner, last. Firsts, we got that. Outers, 3x times negative 1. That's minus 3x. Inners, negative 4 times 5x. That's minus 20x. Lasts, negative 4 times negative 1. That's positive 4. Now we simply combine our like terms. Negative 3x minus 20x. That's minus 23x. And we have 15x squared minus 23x plus 4. Okay? Now, one more example. It's possible that you'll get, some different variables or different locations for the numbers. That doesn't really need to change how you go about doing it. Let's say, for example, I had 1 minus y times y squared plus 3. I can still simply apply the FOIL process. We start with the firsts. That's 1 times y squared. That's simply y squared. Then we do the last. That's 1 times 3 plus 3. Then we do the inners. That's negative y times y squared. That's minus y cubed. And then we do our lasts. Negative y times 3. That's minus 3y. Now, when we look at our full expression here, there's no like terms, but in order to be considered, proper or written in its simplest or proper form, you always want to write your terms in descending order, and that's in terms of the exponent. So we'd really want to write this with the negative y cubed in the front, then plus y squared, then minus 3y plus 3. And that's it. So that's how you apply the FOIL method. If you have any other type of problems or topics that you'd like me to cover in future videos, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.